All right, we're going to talk about foot and ankle mobility. This is truly a use it or lose it. So, the winter months, we're wearing shoes way more often, and we're putting our feet in what we like to call our foot coffins, right? That's where all of our foot sensory goes to die. And we lose all that mobility because these shoes are nice and stiff versus a shoe that is made to bend and flex like your foot does. So in your foot, we are looking at three main things. We are looking at your toe ability to spread, the mobility between your toes being able to open up. The next thing that we're looking at is our midfoot. There's a lot of little bones in here, but because there's a lot of little bones, there's a lot of joint surfaces, and those joints need to be able to move so that our foot can read and adapt to the ground below it. The next one that we're looking at is our ankle mobility. So our ankles need to be able to go forward, which is dorsiflexion, and get our knees out over our toes so that when we walk, we can use the full foot. The other thing that we look at is our ability for our heel to evert out as we are dorsiflexing forward. So those three things are things that we are evaluating on our patients that one specifically have foot pain complaints or foot problems, but also in the winter when a lot of us are spending so much time in these stiff, rigid shoes or even boots just because it's cold out. So we are going to show you our two top favorite exercises that you can do at home to help out that foot and ankle mobility. All right, so the first exercise, we're just going to hold hands with our feet. It could be kind of gross to some of you if you don't like holding hands, and you especially probably don't like holding hands with your stinky feet, but you're going to lace your fingers in between your toes. It might hurt a little bit at the very beginning because our toes aren't used to being spread, but suffer through the pain and it'll get better. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to make figure eights with our hand, trying to mobilize the feet and the toes wider, but we're also moving parts of those mid-foot bones and getting them to be a little bit more mobile. The next exercise that we want to show you is what we call a Captain Morgan stance. And all we're going to work on is our ability to move through our ankle. Rarely do we get our knees out over our toes, so we're just going to mobilize into that general direction over and over. What we want to see is that we are going knees over our toes and not lifting our heel up, but trying to keep that heel down. Another thing that we are really trying to focus on is that our knee is going straight over our toes and it's not diving in or diving out. And just want you to mobilize that area and just move over and over again in this direction. So try out these exercises. Give these exercises a try, especially during the winter. Mobilize that midfoot, mobilize those toes, mobilize that ankle. And if you still are having problems, come in and see us and we can speed that process up and show you how to do that a better way.